I'm Vishnupriya and a member of Group 7. Today I'll be speaking about MAHAShWETA, and which is a wonderful work done by the famous Indian writer Sudha Murthy. I'll be covering the chapters 1 and chapter 8. Um, the first chapter itself begins actually with the ongoing surgery scene where Dr. Anand is being described. He's the main character, the second main character. He and his superior together save a baby who was considered to be stillborn, as he's a gynecologist, but they get to save him. So this we understand that Dr. Anand is a very skillful man. He loves his profession and his vocation. Dr. Anand, he's actually, you can understand from the first chapter itself that he is a wealthy man, that he loves luxury, and what do I say? That he sees more satisfaction in aestheticism. In the novel, he's described as a student of literature. I can actually see that in the novel that Anand is described as an ideal man, which according to me is not right, because there isn't ideal human being on this earth. But Sudha Murthy is actually showing that the ideal man is supposed to be tall, curly haired, and fair, which is Anand. And Anand is a man who has always been rich from his birth, and he finds only pleasure in aesthetic beauty, and he's aware of his good looks, and he believes that he can actually make any woman fall for him with his good looks. So he considers himself that he deserves an extremely beautiful woman, and a woman who is beautiful compared to any woman he has ever seen, which is actually turns out to be Anupama, our protagonist. Anupama is also described as one of the most beautiful women. She's described as having an angelic appearance, and Dr. Anand, as he has always received whatever beautiful stuff he has asked from his parents, he actually falls for Anupama. And then in the first chapter you can see that his main his thought process is all about Anupama, because he couldn't take his thoughts away from her, because Anupama's talent was shown through the drama MAHAShWETA that she had performed on the stage. That had impressed him more, and he had not seen a girl as beautiful as her and talented as her. So he literally started wanting her, and she was not just an infatuation, she was getting into his mind day by day because of her beauty. He didn't know her properly, but still her beauty and her talent made him want her even more. But actually, I can find the fact in the first chapter there's a lot of meddling of private space by two characters, which is Vasumati and Sumitra. Sumitra, towards the end, it ends with Sumitra and Anupama's conversation in the first chapter, where Sumitra actually injects into her Anupama's mind that she has been thinking about Anand. But then Anupama starts getting confused whether she likes or she has feelings for Anand. Similarly, with Anand, Vasumati actually, during the drama, she asks him to just go to Anupama and ask for the seats where her children should sit. So that's actually with a slight smile. So you can see that the over here the society, whatever they desire, like they'll do anything for getting a beautiful sight. So two beautiful human beings getting married is one of their pleasures. So that's why they meddle in their matters. So I have seen that over here, and a crossing of personal boundaries. And there is actually a sense of patriarchalism coming here, patriarchal sense coming up here, because Anand thinks that women are objects, because I can see a little bit of that in the first chapter. Anand thinks women are seen as objects. And in the eighth chapter, as all the eighth chapter consists of all the summary of the whole book, and the end of it, I'll give a small summary of what happened in the middle. Is that they get married. Anand and Anupama gets married. He goes to London for 3 years course, and Anupama would also come behind it, but her mother-in-law wanted her to go through the Durga Puja and only then go for England. But then during the Durga Puja, a coal piece falls on her leg, and then she gets a white patch. That actually, after a few days, she starts noticing that white patches are forming on her body. And then she started meeting a doctor, and then she realized she has leukoderma. So she was actually astonished and shocked about this. She didn't tell anyone about this because she was scared of what people would do to her, because according to the Indian society, leukoderma is considered as a bad omen, like it's a devil's sign or something like that. So she was scared of that. Well, her fear was right. It proved right, because when Anand came to know this, he abandoned her. Through this, we can understand that Anand was literally a man who was behind aestheticism, and he didn't see anything in her but her beauty. So then she was left out, and then soon you come to know that she even tried to suicide, as her mother-in-law had told her to go to her own father's house. But everywhere she went, people thought the negativity that came to their lives were because of her. So this itself, we can see how people are stereotypical, and they are really superstitious. And then for God's grace had fallen upon her, so she didn't suicide. She moved to her Sumitra's house, a newly married Sumitra, in Mumbai. But after a few years of living with Sumitra, even Sumitra's husband tried to harass Anupama, because even he sees her as an object, because Anupama is beautiful no matter what. And he tries to harass her, but Anupama had changed from the naive Anupama. Experience can change a person. So then Anupama, she changes her house, staying from Sumitra's house, and gets into a cottage that another one of her friends had given to her forever out of trust, without any payment. So there you can see trust through friendship. And in the end, in the eighth chapter, you can see a totally different Anupama and a different Anand. Anand comes to realize all his mistakes only towards the end. Okay, and then he comes and asks her, totally unethically, to be his wife again. But Anupama is shocked about this, and she's a totally changed person. She tells him that you objectified me. I was just a toy to you. The aestheticism of my life, the toy's life, when it got over, his mother took it away from him and threw it without even telling him, and he was okay with it. She was even finding for a new bride, and he was okay. And now he's coming and telling her that he has realized everything. She refuses him, because now Anupama has realized, if a white patch on her body can break her lover's heart, nothing can happen. Their love doesn't exist. That's what she came to understand. A negative understanding came there, but at the same time, positive understanding that all the leukoderma affected women out there has the right to live happily, no matter what, independently, with pleasure. So this is a wonderful book by Sudha Murthy, and an inspiration to all the leukoderma women out there. In a feministic approach, it exposes the patriarchal mindset of people towards a woman with leukoderma, affected with leukoderma, and a feminist woman who tries to fight over all this. So it can also, this work can also be taken as a feminist activistic work. So with this, I would like to end up my analysis about Mahashweta's the first and the second chapters. I mean, the first and the eighth chapters, and I prescribe this book to everyone out there. Please read this book. It's a wonderful writing by Sudha Murthy, and I've really enjoyed reading this. Thank you.